Hi all. Today we will see how a web application is being recorded using simple record and play. So for that, before starting for automation part, make sure that that particular application has been registered, it has been mapped to the project, the agent is active and has been registered in your account. So these are the basic checks that needs to be done. Once this is ready, then we will jump into the automation module and we will start creating the test bots here. So the robot icon here or the robot face icon is the automation module. You can click on it and this is the place where we'll be creating the scripts or the test bots for the automation. So for that, you can click on create new test bot and you'll be naming the test bot first. So as it is a record and play, I'll be just giving it a simple record web and I'm using a demo application from the online. So I have registered it under the name called simple web demo and the function that we use for simple record is common and the description is an optional. You can describe what this application is all about and in advanced options, we have two that is how to active the step fails and the global wait or the implicit wait time. So how to act if the step fails is in default it will be stop if action fail where if you have a n number of actions and in any one of the action fails or it is not able to perform that action then it fail then the whole flow will be failing where the execution will stop in that then and there and the whole flow will fail. If you are having it in continue action fail, then though if one or two action fails, it will try to continue the flow and it will try to finish the automation flow. So it will be in stop if action fail and the implicit wait I have given it as 0 and you can name it as any second so that between each and every actions that particular second of time will be waited. So once the data has been given, we will be clicking on create. And once you click on create, it will be asking for two options, whether to go for simple record or to build your test bot from elements. So this we will see it in another video. So now we will see how it has been done using simple record. So I will be clicking on the first option, I will be clicking on next. And this is the bot building page for the simple record for web. So you will be seeing many modules like there are four modules in bot building page that is build, test data, artifact, and bot result. And once the bot or the script is ready, you'll be able to run it then and there, and you'll be able to check it as well. And we have some of the predefined actions that has been listed here as well. So in the build page, as I told before, we will be launching the application and we will be building the script or the bot. So in test data is the place where you will be adding multiple test data that is needed for the automation to carry on. Artifacts is the place where we will be adding the images or documents that needs to be uploaded in the middle of the flow. If you take a banking application or any other application where you want to upload an image or a document kind of thing, those can be uploaded here first. Then from here it can be taken to the application. In bot result, as the name suggests, this place will show all the bot results that has been executed previously from this bot. And in the left hand side menu, we have screenshot and wait time. So this is a hard wait between each and every action that you can give based on the page load and everything. Screenshot is a predefined functionality that will take a screenshot, enable and disable actions, and insert action is where if you have a set of actions and if you want to use any one of the already known element to have an action define a different action defined to it, then you can go for insert action. Browse actions is nothing but the page forward, backward, and refresh page actions. And we have page up and down actions as well. So I will try to cover all the actions. So to start with, we will click on start recording and we will give Chrome as the browser. As of now, Tenjin Online will support the three browsers for Windows. So I will be choosing Chrome here and I will be clicking on launch. So once you click on launch, the URL that you gave when you register the application will be launched in the browser that you are providing. So, and you will be able to see all the highlighters here. These are nothing but the element highlighters. What are all elements that are defined in this particular page will be highlighted. So to start with, I'll click on this username tab and I will give an username underscore and I'll be giving a password. and I'll click on login. So once you click on login, you're into your dashboard of that particular page or all products page in this particular application. So what I want is I want it to be scrolled and I want to choose this red t-shirt here. So what I will do, I'll scroll down and I'll click on add to cart. So once the application is added, I want to scroll up. I want to go for this cart element and I want to proceed for the checkout. So I'll be clicking on this cart and you'll be able to see the data here. So I will be clicking this so that I am verifying the uh, product that I have particularly chosen. I'll be clicking on this. So here you will be able to see the device details or the product details. I'll be coming back and I'll go for checkout. So once I go for checkout, it will be asking for these simple details. I'll be giving any first name like hi and the last name will be hello. So as this is a demo site that can be used for automation purpose and also they have allowed all kind of data to be entered. And in postal code, I'll be just giving a random number and I'll be clicking on continue. So once I give continue, we are back onto this place and I'll be scrolling down and I'll be clicking on finish. So once we click on finish, we have recorded the flow. So I want it to be back to the same all products page. So I'm coming to the menu here and I'm clicking on all items so that it will be back onto this page. So once your particular flow has been ready, whatever you click will be ready. You can come back to the Tenjin Online page and you can click on stop. So before click on stop, as you can see, there are two functionalities, that is pause, resume and stop. Stop, as I told, once the recording is done, you can come here and click on stop recording so that whatever the actions that you have recorded will be saved automatically and you will be able to view them in the UI. Pause and resume works when you have already recorded a flow and you want to continue from where you have left in the flow. You don't want to re-record the actions that you have already recorded, like a login or any other flow. Then for that purpose, you can click on, once it has launched, you can click on pause and you can manually in the UI or in the automation test page, you can manually go till the place where you have already recorded and you can come back here and you can give resume and you can record the extra flows or the left out flows in the same bot so that you don't need to re-record everything again and again. The changes can be done as simple as this. So you can just launch it, resume or pause it. You can come to the page, manually go till where you have recorded. You can come and resume it here, record the remaining flow and you can stop it. So that after what we have left, it will be recording the other steps. So once this recording is done, you can click on stop and you will be able to see all the actions that you have recorded in the flow. So once you feel that okay, we have recorded every actions and we have not left any actions, then you can click on quit session. Quit session, what it will do is it will quit this particular test session that is open. So once I click, you will be able to see the Chrome window has been closed automatically. And here you will be able to see all the actions that have been recorded. So for every action, we have given something called more actions where you will be able to customize that particular action or you will be able to do a few more actions for this particular action. So here in more actions, you'll be able to see edit. Edit is nothing but editing the particular action that we have recorded. And in that, we have a set of actions that can be performed in the web. So we have click text. Click text work in such a way that in this kind of drop down, if you see in a page, you can just select that drop down open and you can give this click text and give any of the element to be clicked so that based on the text that particular element from the drop down will be clicked. And you have double click, clear content is there, and we have input, get value, get substring, compare, rejects compare, and attach. Attach action is used when we have some artifacts that needs to be uploaded that is available in the artifact. Through attach action, we'll be able to attach them. Key press, we will be having enter key tab key, backspace and space bar. And in the arrow keys, we have down, up, right, left, escape, and page up and page down we have here as well. So these are the keyboard key press actions. So in some places they'll be needing a key press enter or a key press tab for you to continue the flow rather than a UI click anywhere. So in that case, you'll be able to use these key press actions. So and we have smart wait and verify element. So for this, we will come again. So we'll have it in click, we'll update the flow. So here if you see, after click of login, I'm directly going and clicking on add to cart for the element. So there's a gap for the page to be loading here. So for that, you can either go for a hard wait, or you can, if you click on hard wait, you'll be able to see the hard wait available here, and you can drag and drop it between the login and the add to cart page. And whatever changes you do, you'll be able to see a option called save sequence and cancel. So once you have done any tampering in the sequence, then for that changes to be appearing as a option, then you have to go and click on save sequence so that that particular rearrangement that we have done will be saved. So here you could see we have added as hard wait. So what if sometimes it takes more than 2 seconds? That is not judgeable. So in that places we can have a smart wait. So how to have a smart wait? So what I will do, I'll just delete this wait time, and for this add cart I want to imply a or an hour apply a smart wait. So for that I'll be copying this particular action, and there will be two actions of the same element. So for copying an action, you can go for more actions and go for copy this action. So with the action that you have given and the element details, that action will be copied again. So what we can do is, before clicking on this add to cart, I want it to wait for some time so that the add to cart button will be available. So for that, here I am going for something called smart wait. So smart wait is nothing but a wait that can be given with a condition defined to it. So you can mention any amount of bigger weight. So I can giving it as 50 seconds, and you can give a condition defined it. So you want to check whether that particular element is clickable, then you need to proceed for the further actions. So if the element becomes clickable in 1 second, then it will proceed and go. Or if the element is, it will wait for 50 seconds till the element is visible, and then it will proceed as per the flow. If it is not able to find that element in 50 seconds, then it will fail. If it is able to find within 50 seconds, then it will proceed for the next actions. So there are, the element is clickable, invisible, visible, and selected. So I will be having it in clickable, and I'll be updating the flow. So first we are telling wait till the add to cart element is clickable, then click on that particular element. Right. So this is how smart wait is being added. So in the same way, rather than waiting for smart wait, I want to know whether that particular, I want to verify whether that particular element is clickable or not. So in that way also we can have verification for the elements. So rather than having verifications for the text or the UI text that is visible, you can verify the elements as well. So what I'm doing here is, in the same way, I have to, this is the cart button, add to cart button. So once a application or the product is being added to the cart, we have that cart symbol over the top of the page. That action is this. So what I'm doing the same way, I'm copying this particular action, and I want to verify only. I don't want to wait for some time or to perform an action. I want to verify whether that element is clickable or not. In the same way, we have given a wait time for this action. So I want, till this second, I want you to wait for that particular element and check whether it is clickable or not. So I am checking whether the element is visible or not for 20 seconds. So within 20 seconds, if the element becomes visible, then it will click and continue for the next action. Then after clicking on it, I am clicking on the product name so that I am going inside the detailed page of it. So after clicking, I want to check whether I want to verify the product's name, right? So how can we do that? So in the same way, I'll be copying this action. So clicking on the product name, it will be going inside the product details of that particular product. So after that, I'll be editing it, and I'll be adding an action called compare, where I am checking the product name, whether it is exactly the same product name. So what I'm doing is, I'm copying the product name from here and I am entering it back here so that it will check whether the product name is exactly what we are specified in the expected result. These things also can be parameterized and can be used via test data. So I am updating the flow here. So what happens once it goes inside the product, it will check whether the uh, product is the same that we have clicked, or before clicking I want to verify whether we have recorded the or taken the same product. So I am verifying it and then I am clicking it. So once clicking, I want to take a screenshot of this particular page. So I am just adding a hard wait and I am giving a screenshot action combined with it, so that once the application or the product is clicked, the product page will open. It will wait for 2 seconds for the project page to be completely open and all the data to be loaded. Then it will take a screenshot of this particular action. Then I'm coming out of the product details page and we are checking it out, and we are having the first name, last name, and the postal code. So what if we want to execute the flows again and again, where we have to give different sets of first name, last name, and postal code. So this is the place where this test data comes into picture, where I can click on more actions and can go on edit. And here, rather than directly hard coding the data, directly giving the data in the input section, I am parameterizing this place so that we can enter it in test data. So for parameterization, the syntax is open floral double floral brackets and close double floral brackets, within which you have to mention a name for that particular data. So I'll be giving it as first name and I am updating the flow. So for example, what if for the testing purpose you want to, once the first name is being filled, I want to capture the same name and I want to use it for last name also. There might be scenario. So how can we do that? So once the name has been inputted, I want to capture it. So for that, I am doing a copy action and I am editing it. And we have something called get value. So get value is nothing but capturing the text or any data that is there in that particular UI, and it will capture and store it in a variable. So through calling that variable, you can call and use the data anywhere in any platform. So I'm using that get value functionality and I'm storing it in a variable called first name, or I can use the same first name. I'm updating the flow. So after inputting the first name, I'm capturing it and storing it in a variable called first name. So later in last name also, I have to use the same thing. So for that, I'll go on edit and I'll use this syntax where you will use double open angular braces and double close angular braces, and in that you can give the variable name. So in this way, this calls the data inside that variable name and inputs in this place. I will update the flow and make sure every time you are doing a small changes, you are clicking on save sequence. So once this is done, the postal code, I am hard coding it. I'm clicking on continue, finish, and I'm coming back to the all items page and I am taking a screenshot. That is done. So for example, rather than taking a screenshot, after finish, I want to give double back so that I can come to menu page or all opens page. So what if it, that is the thing. So here for that I'll go for more actions, or I can go for page actions and click it here, and sorry, not the page actions. I'll go for browser actions and I'll be giving the action as, I can go and edit and give the action as backward, update the flow. So I want to do it twice. So I can copy this action and I can drag and drop where I need. So after finish, I'm just doing back action twice. So in the same way, there are so many actions in this page that in this bot building page where you can play around. So I have created my part of the bot and we can and we can save the sequence once it is ready, and we will be able to execute it and check it. So for execution again, as I told before, we will be clicking on run test bot. I'll be giving the agent name here, which is registered under my name. I'll be going for the browser. Here also you can have all the three. I'm going for Chrome and I'm having the data set. So if you remember, we have not given any data in the data set. So I'll be coming to data set and I'll be entering it. So as you can see here, this is how I have parameterized the data. So that will be reflecting this way, and within the plural bracket, whatever name that you have given, that will be acting as your table name for that particular data. So here I'll be giving hi as the first name. So once you enter and click anywhere else, it will be saved automatically. And if you want to manually add data sets, you can click on add data set. You can give a data set name, add it to the flow, and I can have it as hello as well. Or if you have multiple data sets that needs to be used for like back-to-back executions for the same flow with different data sets, then you can export it as an Excel sheet, as a CSV sheet, and you can add all the datas there. Let me just open it for you. You can add all the data, just give a data set name, and you can just have it as a data set. You can just save it, and I'll be re-uploading it back here so that you'll be having those datas back. So I'll be clicking on browse, and in downloads, that will be the recent one. I'll be adding it and I'll be proceeding it for uploading. So here, as you can see, through Excel sheets also we'll be able to upload the test data. So once the test data and everything is ready, we can execute it and check how it works. So for that, I'll be going and clicking on run test bot, giving the agent name, browser, and now if you can see, as we have created three test data or data sets, we can able to use all the three or either one or either two. That is based on how we want to execute. I want the default only to be executed, and I'm clicking on run. So once I click on run, in the same way how for recording the flow, separate browser opened and started the recording, the same way a browser will automatically open with the URL and it will start the execution. So here you can see the browser has started. So here we didn't give any swipes or any scroll, but we have swipe and we have scroll as well. So here in the web, these scrolls and swipes are automatically handled based on the element identification. So here, as you can see, it has went through everywhere, and I am calling the same hi here. And once it is done, I've come twice back, and I've given menu and all products. So here, if you could refresh and check, once the execution is done, here you'll be able to see all the actions are passed. The status of the whole bot that we have created is passed. You'll be able to see the timestamp when it started, how many time it took, around 30 seconds, 33 seconds it took for the execution, and what are the data sets that is being used, screenshots that it has taken, verifications that has been performed. See, so I checked whether the one element is visible or not. So that verification of an element is also available here, and I'm using compare action. I verified whether I'm going to select the available or particular product actually. So that is also has been passed, and here is the name that we say get through get value we saved, and we'll be using it again in some other place.